here with us on Overdrive. Mahindra has just launched their very first all-electric 7-seater SUV in the Indian market, starting at 19.95 lakh rupees ex-showroom. Now it comes with two battery pack options, this new 70 kilowatt hour as well as a 79 kilowatt hour battery pack, and it will offer over 600 kilometers of driving range. Tuhin Guha will get you all the details.
Now what you see here is the Mahindra XEV 9S. It's the 7-seater, 3-row derivative of all the Mahindra EVs that you've seen so far. Now we've been waiting for it for a long time. Let's see what it actually gives you. Now from the front, you notice that it's very familiar. It has that same big, wide LED signature, those big, tall lamps. But the grille is quite different. It looks more upright, a bit more like an SUV. You have these slightly open slats, this kind of sort of floating arrangement, which looks a bit different in my opinion. Now this continues to be based on that same in-glow architecture, which means that it's rear wheel driven. It's a skateboard born electric platform. So just like the 9E, the 9S will also give you a 150 litre frunk. Now from the side, you'll notice that this is where the most difference is. It's a much more traditional upright familiar shape that you see here. Now the wheelbase is again very similar to the other in-glow cars, 2762 mm, but the car itself is now 4.7 meters long, slightly over that, and 1.9 meters wide and just over 1.7 meters tall. So it has a big boxy shape to it. Now a lot of the other features you will know from earlier. For example, it continues with that same 79 kilowatt hour battery pack, which puts out 285 PS and 380 Newton meters from that single motor at the back. And range is also very good, over 600 kilometers in that ARAI range figure, which we've seen in the real world with the 9E very easily does over 500 kilometers in the city at least. Now this is where things are quite different. You have this 3-row setup, which means that with the 3 rows up, this is the kind of space you have. We don't have that exact figure. But when you fold down this 3rd row, you have 500 liters. And there's also a spare wheel which you access from here, and it's placed down here. Now you don't get a power tailgate, but you will notice that just like in the front, you have that sort of L-shaped DRL effect and the full LED lighting here. As you can see from the inside, it's again quite familiar. You have that big wide 3-screen setup that is at the center of this cabin. And as you can see, I have that same effect that you have in the 9E with all the new bits that came with the in-glow architecture. So for example, you have this new steering wheel with the regen functions, the boost mode and the single pedal driving, this stubby gear lever. And just like in the 9E, you have soft surfaces here. This area is also soft, it slides. The door cards are soft. You have the similar buttons for the seat adjustment, those slightly different power window switches and lock and lock buttons. And right in the center, there's your charge port, your 2 Type-C chargers, a small storage space, your toggle switch to control this infotainment, that new Mahindra key, and a bit more space here. Now in terms of all the functions that are in this screen, they are largely quite similar to what the 9E gets. So you still have that built-in navigation, all those apps that you can connect, all of those functions are here. You have the 5G connectivity, all the connected features, and yeah, pretty much everything that you got with the 9E is included here. Now just like in the 9E, you don't have all that many buttons. You just have a few for the hazards, to turn off the screen, for the 360-degree cameras. You still have level 2 ADAS just like the 9E, the auto park feature and the alarm feature. So again, it's very similar to the 9E like I just said. But things really change when you get into the 2nd and the 3rd row. Now the 9E had ventilated front seats, but now for the first time in this segment, you have ventilated 2nd row of seats. Now a lot of the other features you will remember, like this sunshade, the Harman Kardon speakers, the big sunroof. There is recline function. I can't give you my opinion about how it is, but this is how it is. Similarly, this is the kind of knee room I have, this is the kind of leg room, this is the kind of headroom, but it doesn't stop there. I have a powered boss mode function. In the 9E it was manual. And this is the kind of space I can free up. Of course, I still have that wireless charger here the two Type-C chargers with those device holders and the AC vents at the rear. Now, this is what the third row of the 9S is like. This is how I get in. It's the passageway somewhat like this. And you can use this tab to pull yourself into this space. Now, to give you an idea of the kind of space that's in this row, this seat section has been pushed right to the front. This has been pushed right behind. And this is the kind of space I have. This is the kind of headroom I have. You have AC vents here, speakers, a blower function, and a 12-volt outlet, and some hooks and cup holders. Now, the Mahindra XEV 9S is priced between rupees 19.95 lakh to rupees 29.45 lakh. That's a wide range. But what do you think of it? There aren't too many 7-seat electric SUVs on the market. And would you consider an EV now that such an option is available?
Well, bookings for the Mahindra XEV 9S will begin on 14th of January next year, and deliveries will begin on 23rd of next year. We'll be back after a very short break to tell you all about the India-bound Mini Cooper S convertible. Stay with us, you're watching Overdrive.